I take the privilege to invite Honorable Justice NV Ramana sir, our chief guest for today's function, to give his inaugural speech.
Professor M.L. Swarankar, Professor M.V. Jali, Professor O.P. Sharma, Dr. Meena Chabra, Professor Andrew Elder, Professor J.K. Sharma, Dr. Puneet Khanna, Dr. Sudhir Sachdeva, Dr. Vasanta Kumar, Dr. A.K. Manchandani, other members of the organizing committee, executive committee, and office bearers and members of the IPF, and distinguished doctors, professionals who are going to illuminate the proceedings by their speeches. Friends from media, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It gives me immense pleasure to be speaking before this August gathering on the occasion of the 5th annual conference of the Indian Physicians Forum. Indian Physician Forum focuses on ensuring the dissemination of the newest and most contemporary medical information. In its attempt to improve access to the highest standards in medical education, research and practice, it provides much needed space to intellectuals, academicians, researchers and doctors. I am extremely happy that an organization such as the IPF has emerged in India and has been successfully organizing such meaningful conclaves year after year. It is indeed a matter of pride that prestigious bodies like the Royal College of Physicians, Edinburgh, have come to associate themselves with a noble mission. I thank on behalf of Indian doctors, the doctors from Royal College of Physicians, for their coming and sharing their knowledge. I congratulate all the office bearers and members of the association and wish you all the best in your endeavors to help mankind. The annual conference is aimed towards meeting the objects of the forum. Eminent participants are coming to illuminate this gathering on a number of updates related to a variety of topics, ranging from the practice of internal medicine and allied specialties to lectures on scientific writing and cyber security. You all will immensely benefit from your participation in this event. I must confess, I was a little aback when I was invited by my friend and personal doctor, physician, Dr. Vasanta Kumar, to be the chief guest of this inaugural function of this event. The reason, even though I could not refuse this invitation from the doctors community, Dr. Vasanta Kumar's request was actively followed by the organizing secretary, Dr. Jugal Kishore Sharma. But as the former Chief Justice of India, I am still a bit confused as to what I could discuss with you at such an event. You see, if all are doctors except me, I am the patient. It would be inappropriate for me to lecture you about the specifics of medical practice. I leave that to the subject experts who are going to address the diverse sessions in this conference. However, I would like to say just few words about the theme of the conference, that is holistic approach to practice of medicine, need of the hour. The theme emphasizes on taking a comprehensive view on everything that we humans deal with. In the global village that we are living in, no area can thrive in isolation. We grow up in times when every family would consult a particular doctor who would be through with the medical history of the entire family. In other words, The family doctor would have a complete picture of the health status of the family and would adopt a holistic approach in deciding the course of treatment. Unfortunately, with the entry of the corporate sector, such healthy traditions are vanishing. Being a diabetic for more than 30 years, with other medical issues linked to the stress of being a judge for 22 years, I am lucky to have been graced with the assistance of some of the best doctors in the country, including Dr. Vasant Kumar, who I now count as my personal friends. They have always made it extremely easy for me to talk to them about the issues which I had. The fact that my eldest daughter is also a doctor, a radiologist, meant that I could keep in touch with the latest medical information. I have also occasionally read articles from Lancet and New England Journal of Medicine, particularly those linked to my own health reasons and problems. I have therefore, through my personal medical journey, keenly observed the changing medical landscape. Medicine, like every other field, including the law, is forever evolving and changing. The advancement in technology has really been a boon for all fields, including the medical field. But unlike other fields, the advances in medicine have the greatest relevance for society and humanity as a whole. Research in the field of medicine is undoubtedly the most significant contributor for human development. Most recently, the global effort undertaken by doctors, researchers, and scientists has helped to prevent the worst outcome of the COVID pandemic. Medical research and the task of disseminating new information is therefore absolutely vital, which is why I believe the task undertaken by the IPF and the work done by all the participants here is exceptional. It enables medical practitioners and researchers from across India to gain access to wealth of contemporary knowledge. However, such conferences are only the starting point. The activities undertaken after the conferences are also important. The first connects of the idea of the constant need of innovation. We must never be satisfied with the level of knowledge that we are at the currently. This advice is not just for the researchers, academicians, and students, it also for the doctors. You will be applying theoretical knowledge in your practice. You must look to your professional activities with scientific temper. Doctors should play an active role in medical research rather than a passive role. Real innovation takes place only when everyone in the ecosystem works together. The second aspect I wish to talk about is communication, dissemination of information to the general public. A lot of misinformation about health and medicine is widespread and continuously receive coverage, not just on social media, but also on traditional sources of information, such as television and even newspapers. Communicating science is sorely needed in the world today. To counter the fake information propagated so aggressively, I request the organizers of this conference and the participants to take an active interest in spreading information. Such communication should be a variety of languages and not only just in English. It should be the simplest and clearest terms. I hope and wish that everyone here becomes an effective communicator so that society as a whole can benefit. I also have a request for all of you. We live in a society where there exists great income inequality. This consideration should also influence your research and analysis. In contemporary times, fulfilling the responsibility of a doctor has been becoming extremely difficult. Doctors are the focal point of the system. They are in direct contact with the public. In facing the public, they are forced to deal with some truly modern problems. The first is a shift in attitude of society. I was shocked to hear of all the threats and violence against medical professionals in India and across the world. It is unimaginable that this was taking place even during the pandemic, when they were risking their lives and working overtime. At the cost of their personal health and well-being, I took up the cause of protection of medical professionals in every possible manner on the judicial side, as well as through public interest. I can give an example when I am discussing with the doctors before I am coming here. I also expressed my views about the main problems of the violence or attack against doctors, particularly in India. I feel that the insufficient infrastructure and not available medicines, no proper technical support, no allocation of budget. These are the main reasons which the Indian doctors, particularly working in rural areas, is facing. The doctor is posted in a particular place without infrastructure, without medicine, without any help. The patients will come and ask the doctor to treat. They can only examine and say, this is the disease which you are having. They can't provide medicines. The patient is not in a position to accept that, and they start attacking the doctors. Who is responsible for this also has to be examined. In the presence of the health secretaries and the higher authorities of the government of India, I raised this issue. Again, I am raising this issue in this forum also. So this is the states and center need to take an active role in providing necessary protection and support for doctors, nurses and paramedical staff. The second relates to something I had touched upon earlier, the widespread false information on social media and internet. Honestly, the internet caused grave difficulties for the medical practitioner. Now, anyone who has a mobile or a computer considers himself or herself a medical expert. On the basis of half-baked information, they draw their own conclusions and make it that much more difficult for you to give proper advice. Just because you can access a little information, it does not make you a full-fledged doctor. Just like being able to read some statute books and does not make you a lawyer or a judge. The sacrifices and the hard work put by a doctor from the day they enter college and throughout their practice is what makes them a medical professional. This needs to be understood by the large public. Despite the above, the fact that thousands of doctors continue to do their job without appreciation, without sufficient pay, with devotion to service, is a testament to their professional ethic. Vaidyo Narayano Hari is an apt phrase describing all of you gathered here. Your contribution to society will forever be remembered. Personally, I salute all of you. Before I take leave, I want to advise on two issues. One is the keeping the medical record properly. I just saw Dr. Meena's presentation about diabetes and the speech. She has expressed, and I am very glad that the main point, focal point, which I also raised, that keeping the electronic record. It is easy nowadays. Otherwise, you will be forced to pay huge amount of compensation under the Consumer Protection Act or criminal cases. Unfortunately, doctors are not lawyers where they can make a note of everything, but because of the change in the law and the system and the understanding of the issues, it is always better that we must record at least one or two sentences while you are treating a patient. Don't treat, even though you are treating free of cost, you are giving to your friend also an advice, it is always better that you must keep the record properly so to avoid further complications and litigation in future. I must share a thought repeatedly bothers me. I keep wondering why we in India, in spite of having the best of talent, are lagging behind when it comes to receiving global accolades such as the Nobel Prize. Maybe It has something to do with our approach to medical research, rather than pursuing what interests the West and the pharma industry. It is high time we focus on prevention of diseases that affect a large number of people living in India in the developing world. Thank you to the organizers for giving me this opportunity to speak today. Let me wish all the participants and organizers great success for this conference. Thank you once again.
Now I invite Dr. Basant Kumar sir and Dr. K.C. Goswami sir, General Kalra sir and Dr. C.B. Sharma ji. Kindly come on the dais to honor our chief guest, Honorable Justice N.V. Ramana sir. And everybody on the dais, please join. Thank you everyone. Now I invite Dr. A.K. Manchanda, my friend, to say a vote of thanks.